Hey everybody, welcome back to Phone Calls. Sorry, that was the old podcast.
Oh,
welcome
you goofed.
Welcome back to FND POD, the officially rebranded, we know what we're calling it now, FND POD. Coop, Aaron, how you guys doing?
Hey, I'm just great, man. I'm happy to be here. How are you, Coop?
Doing okay. Got a mild case of the runs today.
What?
Sorry to hear that, man. Hey,
Yeah.
before we talk more about that, because I would love to get into that more, a little housekeeping. And speaking of housekeeping, Aaron, are you keeping your family locked up in your house? Because some people were asking a lot of questions last episode. When we mentioned it, you said you didn't want to talk about it. You seemed a little cagey.
No, you know what? I was the one that was trying to be like, put out good vibes, and then all of a sudden we get all these comments about me being like the terrible person that's locking my family in the basement. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah,
What more do I got to say?
You went hard the other way. You were like, I don't care to talk about such things.
Well,
Sort of a
I don't
dog
wanna talk about-
protest
Yeah,
too much.
exactly.
I would say that Vinny, if you listen to the episode, it kind of came out of nowhere, the question. And so that to me is a little more suspicious than somebody that just wants
No,
to spread good vibes.
No,
Hey
I
guys,
think there was...
what do you think about torture?
No, there was the reason. I think there was a reason.
You ever think about binding people up and just putting stuff up their buttholes?
What? What, dude?
No, this is a total legitimate question. Didn't you hear it segued perfectly?
I feel like there was a reason I brought it up. That wasn't totally out of the blue.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, Cooper, you were mentioning that you're having some digestive issues. Do you want to talk more about that?
Mild case of the runs. Maybe we can call it the jogs. I think. Last night had some Indian food. I had some tandoori chicken, which was lovely. A little paneer, fantastic. Felt pretty good.
So now you need to be paneer or toilet all the time.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm paneer toilet multiple times today. So yeah, this morning, no good. Bubble guts, let it out. Wow, that's smooth. It was a smooth release.
Smooth criminal.
But it's not coming to the point of like burning butthole, you know? Which is like
Yeah.
in the past, I don't know if you've done this, but like you ever bite down on something just because the butthole burns a lot, quite a bit? Like on your shirt?
If I'm being honest, no. Aaron, have you ever?
I don't think I've bit down. Like, are you talking about like the scenes in movies where they're like, "This is gonna hurt, pal," and they like cauterize a wound?
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
take the?
And they're like, there's like they give them like a wood spatula or something to like bite down on.
What's your go? Your
I know what
shirt?
Cooper uses. He takes the toilet paper roll, like the spring-loaded toilet paper roll, and he bite the thing you put the roll on. And you bite down on that.
No, I'll chip a tooth. I can't do that. I think it's I bunch up the shirt, bite down on the shirt, or if I have one of these,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of sit there after it all passes. Finally, you sit there, and then you like give it a moment. This is gonna feel better. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel better. Give it some time, and then you get up. You slow walk. You slow walk to the couch, and then you slow sit on the couch. Don't move, because any movement might irritate the burn, or might bring that sensation back. And then, if you're lucky, you don't have to runs again for like an hour. But not always my lucky day. Sometimes
Do you let Jess know when you're in this fragile state?
She knows.
You guys, it's like it's like
I
telepathic.
probably
huh?
yeah, and also she's like, you just went through 2 boxes of matches today. What gives? And I'm like, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think gives?
What would
The
you,
whole
what would you
bottom's giving
rather?
out.
A campfire smell or some smells that you never ever want to.
It's better than trying to do some sort of spray, like some kind of cologne, because then it's just cologne and shit, really.
Yeah, smoke like has a way of like absorbing the odors instead of masking them.
Yeah.
It's like it just replaces it.
Kind of fun to pass the time in the toilet too. Light a match, watch it burn. How close can it get to the fingy tips?
Yeah.
You ever do it on your tongue? You ever put it on your tongue? We
No.
did it
Done that.
daily or something. Somebody
No.
was putting matches out. I think Vin, it was you.
That's a Vinny thing.
Yeah. I try to do it as a fun party trick, and I end up hurting myself most of the time.
Well, that's when you do it with your pee hole, though.
Right, when I try to snuff it out with my urethra is when we had to go. Remember, we had to go to the emergency room that one time. and it's really embarrassing to explain to the physician's assistant what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've heard it all, though, haven't they? They're like, urethra, what was up there? Oh, just a match. That's
Right.
all. But which way was it? Did it go in? Which way was the match?
Well, yeah, I would tell them I was trying to do a circus trick like a fire swallower. That way.
They get it. They get it.
They're kind of
Doctor's like, I've
therapists.
been there, pal.
Yeah. You can
What do
tell
you
them
think
anything.
I'm doing after my shift?
Sir.
I want to know what my patients. I got to know what the patients are feeling, so I do it myself.
I gotta act this out for my lady friend when I get home. You think doctors ever do that? Act things out, like do a little role play, like, ooh, I'm sexy doctor, but then the person comes in and does like, I have a compound fracture, like but it's like a
Yeah.
really serious injury.
It'd be funny to role play with somebody who's that actual person, and then they just take it way too seriously.
The method role player.
Yeah, she's like trying to be all sexy, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, can you please sit back? I'm trying to take your temperature.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get your
Yeah, like
pulse."
if you think Daniel Day-Lewis, when he role plays, he method acts when he does it.
Yeah, like do you think he did that as Lincoln? Did he role
Yeah.
play as Lincoln?
Did he? Well, Lincoln was gay, right? Wasn't that the whole thing?
That's
Or at least
thrown-
he was bi.
Yeah, that's out there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't know this. Is this like
Yeah.
common knowledge?
I mean, I thought it was
Yeah.
by now.
Hold on, I gotta
by
look
this
it up.
point.
I'm not doubting you guys. It just is
No,
news
hit it
to
up.
me.
Hit it up.
I'm just wondering if
Lincoln gay?
Daniel Day is role playing as Lincoln, he's trying to invite a third into the bedroom,
Right. That's fair.
and his wife is. I don't know if he's married. I don't know anything about his. I actually don't know anything about his personal life.
There's a whole Wikipedia article: "Sexuality of Abraham Lincoln."
Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
It's been a
You know, he was
topic of
tall.
historical speculation and research. No such discussions have been documented during or shortly after Lincoln's lifetime. However, in recent decades, some writers have discussed purported evidence that he may have been homosexual. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man swung low in both ways, if not just to the one side. Mm-hmm. You know, and Mary Todd was supposedly out of her mind. So maybe,
Well, yeah, she wasn't getting any from him.
right. She was sexually frustrated. I don't really
Big
know much
time.
about her other than she was she was a little loony, I think.
Well, yeah, she also lost multiple children. So, you know,
Oh, that could definitely have an
that
impact
could
on your
have-
mental health.
Yeah.
I think only one survived.
Out of how many?
I think did they have like three or four?
I'm looking.
Check it out.
Please look in. Hey, can you look into that, please?
Speaking of method, when he's Lincoln, right? He just lets the bush go, right? No trim for months
Yeah.
and months and months and months and months.
Daniel
and
Day
years.
strikes me as a type who is always sporting quite a big bush.
Depending on the role he's playing. Bill the Butcher maybe was trimming away. Just given his
I don't. I gotta, Coop. I
back in
gotta
that-
disagree with you.
Back in
I
that
gotta-
day, I don't even think that was a thing, was
the
it?
guy's
Yeah,
got
I
a
got
lot.
it.
The guy's got a lot of knives. Maybe
I
he's
understand
curious.
that, but
But-
I gotta disagree with you on that
But
one.
Phantom Thread, I think he's probably
Maybe a
Sure.
landing strip.
Maybe, yeah.
I think
He was a
Phantom
little-
Thread. He would be precise about whatever sort of design he was.
it's
trimming down
intentional.
Yeah, that character. Yeah, even things you can't see, he needed them to be prepared in a way that if you could see them, you would have admiration for his how well he presented himself, junk and all.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of butchers and things like that, and you think I'm gonna bring up Meat Man, but I'm not. Did you guys see that they like potentially positively identified Jack the Ripper?
No.
No. Is this how new is this news?
Well, new news. I don't know. I heard it in the last week, but apparently some Jack the Ripper historian purchased some garb from one of the victims that had a bunch of blood and DNA on it, and then he took it and got it, took it to the lab, and then used all the modern science and monies to positively identify one of the suspects.
Ah, yes, I see it here now on the website 97.3 The Dog.
So this was a Morning Zoo headline. I feel
Do you
like
not
this.
get your news from the dog?
I feel No, I can't say that I do.
Likewise.
I get my news from KRQK.
That's the one I do too.
The Mongoose.
Yes, the Mongoose is where I go.
Mongoose Radio.
The dog though, Coop. I mean, come on. Like, let's step it
Yeah,
up.
that's fair. Maybe I'll go past the headline next time.
Yeah.
Our listeners, we are our listeners' best friend. Welcome back to 79.2 KRK for the dog. We sniffed out a real good story for you today. Jack the Ripper. We found him.
Historian Russell Edwards has recently publicly announced that using DNA technology has identified the true identity of Jack the Ripper with 100% accuracy. According to Edwards, Jack the Ripper was 23-year-old Polish barber Aaron Kosminski.
Young,
Barber.
ambitious.
Very Sweeney Todd.
Very. Barber's got that sharp.
You're not seeing it
Blade.
anywhere else, so I'm wondering what this guy's DNA tactic, what his test and hypothesis were when he was actually going through it all. If is it not being substantiated by any other publication? Is it just the dog?
Actually on his Wikipedia, and I don't know if this was just updated recently, but it says he was a suspect.
I know he was a suspect.
Well, I think that helps. It's not like he just like pulled some name out of like this like randomly. Oh,
Right.
I think we got him. It's this guy, and then everybody's like, "Well, we never even heard of this dude."
It might
he
be
was already a
confirmation.
suspect. That might have
Confirmation
helped.
bias for this guy. Maybe he was.
I wonder how someone gets. I mean, because it doesn't really matter anymore to know who the killer really was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I guess it would always be good to know. It always actually should be good to know the truth of any matter. But I feel like the person who is still after the identity of Jack the Ripper. I'm just curious what else
What
they're
they
doing in their
stand to
life.
gain? What do you mean? Like, what's the?
I'm curious. When you got to be obsessed. You'd have to be obsessed with it in a way where you have a special mind.
Well, I think he's being a historian. He spent his whole life, probably looking into this shit. For us, it's like cultural closure, maybe historic cultural closure to a degree.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
But also we go, oh, that's chill, and then we move on.
Could you imagine though, like, if it wasn't true, and then people take it as like fact hundreds of years later, like you just like living your life, like, and then you get defamed like centuries later, and everybody's like, that dude, he was fucked up, and then you just like you have no ground to defend yourself. It's just like that's how people will remember you then.
Yeah, are his findings peer reviewed? Because he could just be making this up and we could just take his word, because by this point, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Don't really care enough to if it's true or not. So, yes.
Sir, we have heard that you've rightfully identified Jack the Ripper. Can you please go through your DNA process?
Oh, well, what I did was I took a pair of his I took his boxer shorts, and I was able to I took a black light, found a stain, scraped it, put it on a dish. So wait, hold on. What I did was first I had to exhume the corpses of all the victims.
I'm sorry. First, you you took semen off of his shorts and put it in a dish.
Yeah, I put it in a tandoori chicken dish and I served it to my family.
This feels wishy-washy, sir.
At best.
I'm sorry. I'm not doing this bit justice. I'm not holding it up very well.
Well, the findings feel like a bit, sir.
They're definitely not. They're well, okay, hold on. Are we still in the bit or are we out of the bit? We're in the bit. Listen, my methods are tried and true. I learned everything I learned by watching many YouTube videos. I've watched every season of NCIS. I've watched all of Columbo. I've watched every Columbo episode. And let me tell you, my methods are full bulletproof.
Did you or did you not place your wiener upon the victim's dress and say, it feels like it was this guy?
My methods, though unorthodox, will get to the truth of the matter, sir. And yes, I did do that because I had to put myself in the mind of Jack the Ripper. So I did rub my wiener on various things.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having us. This is KCRKKW, the dog.
Thanks for having me on here. We can finally close this chapter of American history or British history.
Yes.
True crime history.
True crime.
Yeah.
Dude, where are you digging up all your weird stories?
TikTok.
It's fair.
Obviously.
Anything
something-
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I had a thing happen this week that sucks.
Hit us with it. First of all, I'm sorry.
Well,
Thanks.
hold on. We don't know what it is yet.
Well, it sucks, so I would acknowledge that.
Yeah, why don't you trust that I know that it sucks?
But even if it sucks, it could be funny. Coop doesn't have to apologize.
Well, he's a good friend, so he is saying.
Sorry
he's
you feel that it sucks, but go on.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I was on the freeway, driving, minding my own business,
Oh, wait. Sorry.
and then I hear a blink, and I look over, crack in my windshield.
Dang.
Crack in the windshield.
What did you do though?
It's the new whip.
In my new car.
Were you going? What do you think it was gravel? Or were you going by like a truck, like an open truck
it
bed type
couldn't
thing?
have been more run of the mill standard operating procedure on a freeway. Was not near a gravel truck. Was not near a truck carrying marbles. You know, I wasn't near a truck that labeled that it was carrying pennies or anything of the sort.
Dude, that's weak. A weak windshield. I would go back. I would go back to Craigslist where you got the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get this one on Craigslist, Coop. This one came from a dealership.
Oh,
I would go to the dealership
yeah.
and say,
Well, I called
I'm
it-
sorry. I was under the impression that you weren't selling me cars that would just so easily fall apart from a little stone.
Yeah.
I did consider storming in and giving him a piece of my mind.
Play hardball.
I did think about that.
Yeah. But instead you did what?
Instead, I did call them. I called the dealership. I said, do you do windshield repair? They said, well, we use a guy. This is the guy we use. Well, first, the dealership said, call our service department. They said, we use like a different service department. I was like, for glass repair. I said, okay. So I called that service department. And they're like, well, we use a guy. So I got transferred twice to this guy who's going to do it for,
How much?
If I pay him cash, $395.
Bubby, what do you mean? What happened with insurance? Why didn't you call your insurance? Why are you calling the dealership?
Why, how now that?
Because insurance won't. I have a $2,500 deductible on glass repair, so it won't even cover it. Ooh. Because even the most expensive, if I go through like a Safe Light, the cheapest option is $941.
But there's no like co-insurance that kicks in. Like you have to fully.
I have to pay 25. I checked, Aaron. I did my due diligence. I looked. Okay. I looked, and I have to pay a $2,500 deductible. I call this guy, the guy that the dealership uses, okay? So the dealership uses him. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be fine. And he's like, yeah, bro, $395. Pay me cash. We'll get it done.
Look, dude, I've seen the Safe Light commercials. I'll come out
Safe
there.
light repair, safe light replace.
I'll get some resin, some stuff. We'll slap
You know
it
what
on
to
there
do.
with like a little scraper, push it into the cracks, and take a hairdryer to it. And I'll do it for way cheaper,
How much?
like $360.
Who's going to cover your airfare to get out here?
You got to cover that. But
So
I'll
I'm
do
looking at-
Spirit.
So I'm looking at, maybe $400 or $500. All in.
Gosh, all right, dude, I'll do it for like $380.
But it's also a friend, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Look,
helping you. I guess I'm helping you
I'll
out.
include the airfare.
Listen, I'm gonna go with this guy. All right,
Such a
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with the guy I called,
Okay.
and I'm just so upset that some little fleck of nothing just came out of nowhere, and now I'm out $400. What is this? What is this world we've set up for ourselves?
It's life, dude. It's life.
That's life. Yeah, cars are just like driving big chandeliers around.
Yeah, man.
I think it's a dumb. Some could be different about it. There could be an improvement here.
Why
in the
don't
auto-
they just have metal that goes all the way up?
It should just be. I want to be like in what was the Jurassic Park? They just rode those spheres around.
Yeah.
Put me in an indestructible sphere.
I want a glass ball.
Coop, would you ride around in a sphere with your family?
Of course I would. I'm sorry. I got to text Jess this insurance information. So I might be a black screen right now. I don't know.
What do you... Okay. It's car insurance or health insurance?
Health insurance.
All right, well, we won't discuss your private matters.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Look,
How much you
guys.
pay? What's your premium?
Boom.
Who are you with?
What is it for? Did you get it removed?
No,
much is it
it's
gonna
not
cost
for.
you?
I know it's for contact lenses for her. My eyes are perfect.
Amen.
I don't
to
need that.
Me too. What's all these women that can't see?
I don't know, man.
Man,
I don't know. I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on it, though.
that's all there is to it.
Yeah. Well, do you guys think your eyes are going bad from looking at screens all the time?
I wonder sometimes. You know what? I have a lot of floaters. You guys have floaters?
Yeah. Little squigglies.
Yeah, just
Wait,
like
the little black things?
yeah, just like every once in a while you be looking at something and you're like, what is that in the way? And you're trying to like move your eyes and like adjust. And you're like, oh, it's like just all the gunk. There's like a layer of gunk.
What are those?
They're squiggly. There's a name for them.
Floaters.
Yeah, floaters. I think
that's
is
it. I just started getting that a little bit too, because they were like, I was like, oh, I got a little smudge on my lens, on my cornea or retina, one of those, and I looked it up and I was like, what's this little black dot that keeps popping up? And they were like, might be a floater.
Do those
But-
go away?
They go away, but if they persist, it could lead to a
Brain
bigger
cancer.
issue. Brain cancer, butt cancer, all of those.
All kinds of. I mean, it's inevitable. Everything's a symptom of cancer. So, one way or another, get your floaters checked.
Aaron, when's the last time you logged into WebMD?
Not for a while. I've been pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, been pretty good. I did check yesterday.
For what? Why? What happened?
No,
What's
I'm
going
kidding.
on?
I'm kidding.
What's going on with
Nothing's
you?
happening.
Are you sure? You can talk about it. This is a safe-ish space.
I'm good. Have been dealing with some lower back pain, which sucks, but that's just from,
That's from picking up your kids?
well, that doesn't help. It's just from dude, I don't know what it is.
Dad lifting
Dad lifting and deadlifting.
Deadlifting.
and deadlifting. Well, don't deadlift anymore. Why are you doing that anyway?
Well, when I'm at the gym, I kind of do an alternative because that's something about my hinge, man.
I think you're farting too hard too, maybe.
You guys don't bend over 90 degrees when you let one rip?
No.
What?
Nah, dude. Nah.
Fully?
I do a handstand. I get against the wall. I do upside down. It's actually a better
you
way.
do like wall walk type things?
Yeah.
Total
I think that was a Huberman
verticality?
technique.
Yeah, I saw that on
I think I
Hughes.
listened to that on a Joe Rogan. I think it was a Joe Rogan Huberman episode.
It forces your,
yeah.
rather than letting gravity take its course, it's going to force your body to do more work to exert it out
Right.
and strengthen your core.
Because nothing that feels good should be easy.
Right.
I don't know about you guys, but the mornings are real good times to let them rip. They get
All right, guys. Listen,
the
we already
first
the
few
whole
are
first half of this
loud.
episode is poop talk.
I
Let's
think we could
let's back away from
let's storybook it then.
flatulence.
I'm sorry. Are we doing real time notes based on just a flowing conversation?
I'm trying to guide it a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
It's forced. It's a forced guide.
I'm trying to blend. I'm
don't-
trying to blend that it's just three friends having a conversation, and then also there is an active audience.
Well, we've been friends for a long time, and I would say probably 65 to 75% of what we talk about is flatulence and farts and toots and poops.
I'd have to agree.
I think we could expand. We could broaden our horizons a little bit.
What else is there to even talk
I'd like
about?
to challenge the friend group to maybe open it up.
Vin, if I
And
don't have that,
isn't it,
I
and don't make
got
a joke.
anything. I'm
Well-
lost in the woods.
You could get I don't know. Google right now 10 fun facts 2025
Oh my gosh.
and see what comes up.
If there's not
Coop, I invite you to do this. Coop, I invite you to do this as well.
Let's think about this. So, some news you heard today. What do you got?
The news is
How about that asteroid?
How about that asteroid?
Which one? Oh, the one that's
Which
Which
That's a
one?
fun fact. The one, dude.
No, I know which
The one that's coming for us in 10 years.
I thought it was 7.
Is it 7? Is it 30? I thought it was 35. Is it 32?
So the name
20, it is 2032. 20. It's
Yeah,
the name of
2032.
the name of the rock. The name of the rock in
YR4.
2024 YR4, which means you run for it. I feel like they keep saying with more data, it's probably going to go down.
Well,
And
people are freaking out because the data set is so wide that like that's why it's included in the probability, and like so as we learn more about its orbits, the probability chances are going to go up, but then there's a chance that like it'll exclude it as the data refines more and more. So
So right now we're at a 3-something%, right?
That's not even that high.
But it's the highest it's ever been.
Oh, I'm
for an
sure.
asteroid
I'm
this
sure
big.
there were asteroids way before they could even measure this type of stuff that were probably 50, 60%.
Yeah, but not when it did. That's when it didn't matter. What matters is now because we're alive. When I'm gone, I don't give a shit.
Right.
But right now, I care deeply.
look, this thing's only 130 to 300 feet wide.
They say it's
It's
a
a
city killer, not a
City killer.
Yeah.
What city? Toledo or New York?
Lose it.
Right? I mean, come on.
Drunk it.
There's different cities. Can we
I
pick
think-
where it hits?
I think we have the technology. I think we could redirect it if we haven't NASA scientists done this.
Yeah,
They
we just
shot-
laid off a bunch of NASA folks, so I wouldn't say that.
Let's
That's
send
looking
oil
good.
riggers to the.
Oh, that's a good
the
idea.
asteroid.
And we could
No,
plant a nuke inside of it, Coop.
Send Bruce, man. Send Bruce and his crew.
Was it true? Was it a true story that I heard? So, like, was it Ben Affleck or something asked Michael Bay? Is like, why don't you just train real astronauts to drill instead of training drillers to be astronauts? And he's like, shut the fuck up, Ben.
Shut up. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, what a
That's
dumb
funny.
question to ask. Because then you don't have a job, Ben.
Then you're out of the flick.
Well, no,
dude.
I guess he could be the. Well, he would just play the astronaut instead.
Not as interesting. Not as interesting.
Yeah, not as
'Cause
rugged.
You expect. You're like, oh, you are. You're an astronaut. You almost like expect astronauts to be able to figure out drilling pretty
Right.
easily.
Because you need a
You're smart
rag.
guys.
You need a ragtag crew.
You need a ragtag crew of ding dongs who know how to do one thing,
Right.
and then throw them up in there. Throw them in space.
That's
Yeah, there's
the
no
fun
such
of the
thing as a
film.
ragtag crew of astronauts.
It's true.
Which, by the way, I watched this movie last night with Jake and Connor, and we it's Space Truckers. You guys ever hear of a film called Space
Is
Truckers?
that a foreign film?
No, it was very much American made.
It sounds pretty American.
It was, I think it was 1990. When was it? 1990s. It was starring Dennis Hopper, and it had one of the main villains was the guy who plays Tyrion Lannister.
Okay. Yeah, he's great.
Love that guy.
And it had a very high production value. It was made for 25 million, but it bombed. It made like 2 million at the box office.
Was it any good?
It was fun.
That's good.
It was fun to
That's
watch
good.
because you're wondering how did we never hear about this? And they clearly put a lot of effort into it.
Elaborate sets.
Very much so. They had sort of a
Elaborate
2000,
costumes.
sort of a very 2001 style, like rotating diner. The costumes were everything custom made.
Ooh.
Anyway, Space Truckers. Just on the topic of space stuff.
I want
But
to
yeah,
check that out.
yeah, you guys should check it out. I know you're not going to, but you should.
Speaking of another expensive space film, sci-fi, Mickey 17 coming out soon.
Ooh,
That looks
yeah.
fun.
I'm excited for that.
That looks like a fun one.
I'm pumped for that as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Looks
It's Robert
promising.
Pattinson, right?
Oh, what can he do?
Robert Patty. And then what's the director's name who did
Bong Joon-ho?
Parasite? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that director.
Yeah. So lots to look forward to with this.
He's gonna crash it.
He's gonna crash it.
He's gonna crash it.
Did that director do Okja?
Yes, and Snowpiercer.
Really like Snowpiercer. I didn't like Okja so much.
That was
The pig.
So,
There was a pig in it. Does it remember just a giant pig?
Yeah.
A big, disgusting, boil-covered pig. Slimy, festering pork sandwich on legs.
All right, I'm right here. You don't have to talk about me.
Oof. Got him.
I'm right here.
Coop, come on. I was talking about the CGI pig in a film. I'm not talking about you.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
We talked about this insecurity, man. It's not. We're not.
I
Talking.
just see myself as a boil-ridden, hideous, giant, slimy, dare I say, poopy. Sorry, Vin. Pig.
Coop.
Coop, you're beautiful.
Coop, you're not slimy.
Coop, you're definitely not slimy, dude. You're so dry.
You're so boily. But you're not slimy.
Thank you, guys. That is so sweet of you to say.
There he goes.
So classic him.
It's all in his head too. It's all psychosomatic.
I know.
Oh, God.
Gotta let him go with it. All right, gents. Well, this is.
What, are we at time already?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we were just getting going.
Dude, I know. Oh, Coop, by the way, we did a fun little live stream last night.
I heard. I wish I could have made it. I
Yeah.
couldn't make it.
Do the next one. Vin and I got it dialed in, and we'll watch some.
It could be better.
Yeah. Well, just small improvements, 1% at a
Yeah, a
time.
little bit at a time.
But it was a fun time.
Is Vin giving live notes too?
Yeah, that as well. It's something he needs to work on. Yeah, he was just.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
I'm just seamlessly, subtly guiding the conversation. Let's stop this. Let's stop talking about poop. Let's stop talking about shit. All the funniest stuff.
It's all funny, Ben. It's all that people want to see.
I think that it's whatever. I think I'm trying to help shape the conversation in a way that will benefit a multitude of tastes that the viewers may have.
Coop, he's not even gonna
I'm
clip
sure
any
there
of
are
our
some
poop
people out there
talk.
that would love to listen to us talk about poop for 30 minutes, and I'm sure there are other viewers who don't want to listen to that. Okay?
Some of the best clips of this episode are going to be the poop.
I understand.
You
that.
better clip them.
You better clip those, dude. You better clip that. You better clip the poop stuff.
I'll
man.
cinch those. I'll pinch those ones off,
Thank you.
and I'll upload those ones for sure.
That's going to be where you watch. The views are going to skyrocket.
But I'm not gonna. If you expect me to stop trying to guide the conversation, you're in for a rude awakening, because I will continue to have control over things because I'm insecure. Okay, I'll fully admit that. I own that, but I'm not going to change the behavior.
It's fine.
I think that's about all the time we have today.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to FND Pod. Make sure you go check out that Indiegogo for Meat Man. We're going to make a feature film this year. Would love to have your support.
Indiegogo.
Horror comedy film with an immortal butcher. What more can you ask for? Lots of blood and gore. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. It's going to be scary. And it's got a little bit of heart. It's got a little bit of heart as well.
A little bit.
It's a little teensy little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Thanks for joining. Tune
Thanks,
in.
everybody.
Kisses. XOXO.
Bye.
Bye.